The arguments, substance abuse, and side projects had become too much to handle. Ben decided he'd had enough.
I decided that I was just going to kind of take a break from the band and, go to the spaceman school.
What the fuck kind of band is this when your drummer becomes a spaceman?
So I'm gonna be a spaceman. So you're gonna be an astronaut? No, I'm gonna be a spaceman.
Not even an astronaut.
He would put this like fishbowl thing on his head and just like prounce around and be like, "Ooh, I'm a spaceman, I'm a spaceman."
Very animated about it, and I couldn't really ever understand the difference. He couldn't explain the difference to me.
I don't get it.
I think it came from watching a lot of Star Trek.
I believe it was probably an episode of Star Trek. And I went, that's it. I need to be a spaceman.
Yeah, that goes back to the drinking again.
You see, he didn't even go to spaceman school. It was a Space Ghosts fan club that he joined, and we tried explaining it to him. That was just a fucking cartoon, but he didn't get it. He was like, "No, I'm going to spaceman school."
Ben's drinking just kept getting worse. I mean, he was starting to, preach about needing the beers, and he was, coming home without any pants on and everything. And
Ben's drinking had spun out of control.
the only reason Ben thinks he has a drinking problem is when he has nothing to drink. That's how he sees it. I mean, a good beer is breakfast for him, and then when he goes to a mixed drink, that's lunch, and then by dinner he's going to just straight shots of whiskey if you can.
Before they'd even had a chance to break the top of the charts, Putty broke their rock and roll union.
There was so much going on then, though. I mean,
Sean was off doing country's religious thing, which was kind of stepping it away.
I mean, every now and then we'd have like band meetings, and I'd almost kind of like, it almost sound like my dad coming out of me. I'd be like, "Well, look here, boy."
And I can't assume that anything that Sean would have done would break up the band, because I can't see how my boy Sean would contribute to the destruction of anything, because all he's about is building and making things better, because that's the way I raised the boy. His brother Mark was always the destructor, or the incriminator, or the making things bad.
After the break, an exploration of what went wrong.
I need your skull.
A declaration of a new start for Putty, plus the world debut video, a new song from the band.
I'm very excited about the Grounding the Manhood video.
If people don't listen to Grounding the Manhood and realize that it's one of the best works that their ears are ever going to hear, then they should be shot, because it's going to put us up to the top.
When Behind the Music continues.
Never available before, and most likely not ever available again. It's the Putty Greatest Hits Collection. That's right, 2 grueling hours of non-stop rock and roll, specially packaged to meet your partying needs. The Putty Greatest Hits Collection includes songs from the best of several Putty albums. Songs like My Erection Needs Affection,
My erection needs affection.
I Love Dan, The Ballad of Ken Tefowski,
Ending at the urinal.
Where is 2.5 inches of satisfaction?
Greer sucks his mom's toes. He thinks that no one knows.
Billy Ben Bowman rides again. Erase, erase, or I'll piss in your face. Hang tight, Jared. Chris, you're playing that wrong.
I wrote this yesterday, but I can't remember what to play.
And the newest Putty single, Grounding the Manhood. You get 2 rockin' hours of Putty, plus the brand new, never-released Putty single, Grounding the Manhood, all on 2 very nice, very digital compact discs for for the low, way low, extremely cheap and low price of $29.95. Just dial 1-800-555-PUTY. That's 1-800-555-PUTY. Call now or miss out on this golden opportunity. Don't let your apathy ruin your chances to get yourself the best damn greatest hits collection ever put together.
The wrestling thing hadn't worked out for those other two.
John and Mark's wrestling careers came to a blinding halt after a brutal match left John in a coma.
They were going down for like the main event tag team championships. And I was getting up in the steps. And I went to step over the ropes. And usually I go between the middle one and the top one. But this time I wanted to be a big shot, went over it. And my foot got hooked. I fell and hit my nose, which caused me to black out.
John recovered, but their tag team duo did not.
And that was basically that, in which actually bruised my pride, is why we kind of left.
After a brief hiatus from the band and a chance to evaluate his life choices, Sean dropped the Amish lifestyle.
When Sean decided to give up his Amish ways, that was alright because I didn't even understand that stuff in the first place.
I was walking down the street and ran into Sean, and a good thing is he was actually in a car, so I was like, okay, the whole Amish thing's over.
And by that point, I had, went full on back into the electricity. I wasn't thinking about doing music again, but it felt nice to be able to drive again.
Putty had gone through the alcohol abuse,
Nobody could replace me.
tragic loss of band members, a greedy, incompetent manager,
Sorry. My balls really itch.
dissension within the band,
Shut up! That's a cool line!
and Battlefield Earth. They had suffered it all. There was only one way to go from the bottom, and that way is up.
He'd come down off of the spaceman thing by that point.
And I figured, all right, I like playing this, we'll give it another go. I mean, I figured space would be there forever, and they're always going to need spacemen, so I could just, put that on the back burner.
It was time for the band to come together and start making music again.
We just decided maybe we should play again.
And I hadn't even talked to John in ages.
We were just talking. It was kind of like we were just talking like, we used to talk before I went Amish and he went into the whole fucked up mind thing.
And they had all kind of been working on a song, and they asked me if I would do it.
He had the drum set. No one else had a drum set.
Grounding the Manhood is the first single to be written after the band's turbulent breakup. It is also believed to be the best.
Grounding the Manhood's probably the best thing we've ever done.
If people don't listen to Grounding the Manhood,
It's gonna be fucking awesome. We're